Thank you for pressing play. The content you're about to hear is all produced by The Coffee Show, a weekly radio program.
Welcome to The Coffee Show world of content. That guy over there is Randy.
Hi, and he's Keith.
Hi. The Coffee Show is a weekly radio program of extemporaneous comedy and great music that we have been doing for a very long time.
Since 1992, even.
Before our voices changed, all the rest of our worlds changed.
Keith, I'll tell you what hasn't changed, and that's that the whole time we've been on KGLT, which, if you're not familiar with it, is a non-commercial radio station. So as part of it, you won't hear advertisements, but you may hear us reference specific underwriters on the show.
That's right. They do the good work supporting that great nonprofit venture. You will hear us also reference the songs that were played on this week's show, but because of copyright issues, we will not be able to play those songs for you.
Yeah, we cut out all that content so you can focus on what's important, and that's, of course, our inane chatter. Without further ado, please enjoy this week's content, this week's issuance, this week's utterances.
Enjoy this week's extemporaneous offering. Please don't listen at 1.5.
Not for the weak, not for the meek, for the men in fedora hats. Randy and Keith, Wednesdays at 3, tune it in KGLT. Coffee show fans apply. Coffee show fans inquire inside.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all of our friends beyond the gender binary. It is sometime in the 3 o'clock hour here on KGLT, KGLZ, and KGLT.net, and that means it is time for the coffee show with me and my friend Randy. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Keith. It's the summer solstice.
Woo!
You get all that extra daylight today, and you can just burn it all listening to the coffee show.
That's right. If it's hot, stay inside where it's cool, and if it's cloudy, stay inside because it's crummy outside, and listen to the radio station.
Let's hear it for a climate-controlled environment. I'm just glad I don't live in a climate. It makes me feel so so good. I live outside of climate. It's fine.
Randy has no biome. He dwells in that sort of liminal space from the Matrix where it's just all white stretching on to infinity.
Yeah, only instead of being filled with, like, guns, it's just filled with, like, super soakers and hacky sacks and all kinds of summer equipment, because you can always do whatever you want when it's nice in there.
It's racks and racks of toys from our childhood. Garbage Pail Kids cards, Mad Balls.
I've got racks and racks of Rax toys from Uncle Alligator meals from the restaurant Rax.
Ah, yes, Rax Roast Beef Restaurant.
Yeah. It was like Arby's, but it wasn't Arby's.
It was like Arby's with a salad bar, right? That was their...
Yeah, they had the endless salad bar, which was just a salad bar that went in a square, so you could continue around it again and again.
Yeah.
And that was the only difference.
It was a lie, too, because it did eventually end and the company went out of business.
Right, true. Also, when you have Uncle Alligator, the character mascot that they had, and you serve roast beef, which is clearly the animal just wants to attack the cows that are giving you the roast beef. I guess maybe I can see eye to eye with that mascot in that we're both eating the same thing, but I don't think he was probably there for the salad bar.
Restaurants don't have enough mascots that are like, I am also an omnivore. Let's have this lunch together. Entirely too many things are represented by the animal you're consuming.
A lot of them are. The barbecue restaurant with the pig, the happy-looking pig.
Yeah.
You see that a lot. It doesn't make any sense.
From Charlie Tuna to the Trix Rabbit, there are only the foods that contain...
Wait, are you saying that Trix cereal is made from rabbits?
I thought it was. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't think so. Rabbits aren't that colorful.
I thought it was fruity rabbit droppings. I didn't know any better. I'm sorry.
You've never had a rabbit, have you?
No. I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic to everything except the fantastic food from program underwriter Whistle Pig Korean. And see, that's one where the mascot really works because they also want to eat vegetarian and vegan meals.
And they don't serve anything that is made by, or made from...
A marmot?
Groundhogs. Yeah, like a groundhog.
Yeah. No, I hope not. I think they're too cute for them to serve them.
They are.
Yeah.
And they stand guard. It's kind of like having the doorbell that rings when you go into a restaurant to alert the staff that's in there will know that somebody has entered and they need to take their order. They chirp and then disappear into the ground.
Yes.
And then that's when you know somebody is there and needs attention.
Yeah, just a pss, pss, pss.
Was that an actual, were you using an actual groundhog there, or was that just you imitating a groundhog?
No, it's me squeezing a marmot. We have them here.
Oh, you should release that animal
I'll get
immediately,
it when
Keith.
we're done with the show. He'll be fine.
All right. What's his name?
I don't name them. I just catch one before each show in case I need to squeeze one for sound effects. Then I release them at the end of the show when we're done.
It's kind of like me, except I have a name already, Keith, and my name is Randy, and you need to release me at the end of the show just like that groundhog, okay?
Yeah, I squeeze Randy every show for his jokes, and when we're done, I let him go.
Oh, man. How long till the end of the show today?
Yeah, except you keep coming back week after week.
That's true. Why do I keep falling for this?
It's because I set up a little trap. I set up a cardboard box with a plate of kimchi underneath it. You fall for it every time.
It's so good. How? It's probably worth it. It's sort of a pay scale.
We are the Union with their great song, Make It Easy. We started the coffee show this week with Mika featuring Mooney Long with the song called Popular Song, which pulls heavily from the song Popular from the musical Wicked, though not entirely. After that, you heard Taco Cat with Rose-Colored Sky, and from Brazil, Textículos de Mari e la Banda das Cachorra, translates to Mary's Testicles and the Dog Band, with their song Serviço de Utilidade Pública.
On the copied song front, I think there's enough there that they could probably lose a lawsuit, but that's...
He definitely gave credit to Stephen Schwartz, songwriter of Wicked.
Sure.
There's no question. Yeah. Wicked is super dope. And in case you hadn't guessed, we are still in the midst of Pride Month. I just went to the big Pride celebration this weekend here in Missoula, and we're playing more songs from our friends all across the LGBTQIA plus rainbow this week.
Halfway through Pride Month, Keith, have you achieved everything that you'd hoped so far?
Well, I have certainly hugged a lot of my friends. I went to the parade and my niece got a whole bunch of candy, which was super cool. She made out like a bandit. Other than that, I've had some sobering thoughts about people's struggle and how far they still have to go.
That's good. In the upcoming 10 or so days that we have left, what do you hope to achieve in the remainder of Pride Month?
Oh, man, me?
Yeah.
I hope to achieve very little in any phase of my life. So realistically, what
10 days, head down, just all about you. Self-reflection.
It's all about me. Yes, let's make everything about the cishet white guy. No, the Montana legislature is out, so things that I can conceivably achieve in the next 10 days are probably going to be fairly slight. So I guess just send in more money to the ACLU.
So step 1, get more money.
Yep.
Step 2, send money to ACLU.
First, you get the money, then you get the respect of the people around you earned through having to overturn bad laws so people are forced to respect them.
See, Keith, I have a step in the middle. Step 1, earn money, obviously.
Yes.
Step 3 for me is send some money to the UCLA to do some good.
To UCLA?
To UCLA.
The Bruins.
To the UCB Theater to make them do some good because they're funny.
They are great.
They got some good stuff going on there.
Yeah.
And then lawyers, if there's any money left over at the end, obviously. Before that, I send some money to program underwriters like program underwriter Neptune's Brewery.
As famed anarchist Emma Goldman said, if I can't dance, I don't want your revolution. I do not know the exact context in which she said that. I assume it was probably more about women's autonomy, but I think it is an important philosophical thing to keep in mind that in the midst of struggle, it is important to have good times and to hang out with our friends in places that are fun and cool, because otherwise, what else are we trying to do with ourselves here on this planet?
If that quote doesn't really work for you, you can quote me, Keith, of course, which is saying, let's go do this struggle thing, and also, we're not really great dancers.
That is true. You've said that a lot.
Yeah.
Though the quote I normally think of when I think of you is, give me that controller, I'm player one.
Well, I am player one. And I'll show you, Keith. I have my player one tattoo that I got at Program Underwriter Bozeman's Tattoo Alley. I don't know how much clearer it could be that I'm player one at this point.
I know why you're always player one. It's because you're always ready.
Yes, I'm always at the ready, Keith, and I'm always never Luigi.
I'm the Luigi.
Yeah, you look good in green. It's fine.
At least I get that mansion.
Yeah, that's true. That haunted. You have to clear it out. I don't think he's the owner. Is he? Did he inherit it or something?
It's Luigi's mansion. It's possessive.
Yeah.
He's there with the vacuum. I mean, it's a far cry for a plumber to also have to do ghost eradication work. That's really unfair. Like, Mario's not even there helping out. He's just like, I got to go clean up a graffiti. You go get to those ghosts. Like, thanks, Mario.
He doesn't own it. Luigi wins a free stay at the world-class Last Resort Hotel for himself, his friends, and even Polterpup.
Polterpup. So he already has a ghost.
Maybe this is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, well, yeah, that seems a bit...
Who owned the mansion in Luigi's Mansion? It's a huge ghost house constructed by the Boos that Luigi first encounters in the first game. Luigi wins the mansion in a contest that he did not even enter.
But he is the supposed legal owner of the mansion.
Apparently, I guess. Yeah.
We will have to go to the Secretary of State for the Mushroom Kingdom and see who has the signed deed for the Haunted Mansion to figure this out.
Now, is real estate law, is there a little toad lawyer who's like, I don't know if our case is any good, Luigi?
This hasn't been notarized, Luigi. Sorry, that's my Toad impression. That was really bad. I'm sorry. Toad has a terrible voice.
Yeah.
I'm a notary public. Your notary public's in another castle, Luigi.
It's only in probate, Luigi, sorry.
My cousin does escrow. This is terrible. We'll see if any of this makes the show.
I hope not.
Our horrible
you do what you want.
It's going online. It's going online.
Yeah.
From their most recent record, that was The Regrets, the song La Di Da. Before that, you heard Spelling with 3 L's in there with her song The Future. And we started that batch of songs with Stress, S-T-R-E-S. I don't know what it is with people messing with my spellings this week, with her song Watts 103rd from her great record Seagram.
Their spelling is causing you stress.
It is indeed. I believe they are from Seattle, Washington. Very much worth checking out.
Seattle, Washington? Yeah, it's great. It's got a lot of cool businesses and nice parks.
Every piece of food that you want there, you can buy from a stand where people shout and then throw it over to you. Fish, donuts.
Yes. A handful of spaghetti.
The original Starbucks started that way too. They were like, double espresso, and they just would heave it and you had to try to catch it in the cup. It would splash all over your forearm, causing burns.
That's why I don't do that. If I'm going to have some pasta, I'm going to program underwriter Columbo's Pizza and Pasta. Serving house-made pasta and pizza from brick ovens and serving it like on a plate in front of you. And serving it that way to Bozemanians since 1985.
That's why I also don't go to Starbucks ever. And instead, of course, go to quality local places that make coffee, like program underwriter Ghost Town Coffee Roasters.
Although something tells me if anyone is in the market for pasta that is boiled in coffee, it's probably you, Keith.
Absolutely. If you made a nice pasta caffavera, some type of coffee and cream sauce on the top, I would definitely try that. I mean, I've had ones with squid ink. I think coffee is a more normal thing. Like
squid ink doesn't have much of a flavor, though.
It's got kind of a bitter, kind of coppery taste a little bit. I don't go down and get a nice hot double shot of squid ink in the morning to wake me up, but I eat that on pasta, so why not coffee?
I mean, I've had pasta with India ink, but that was all I had to eat, and it was after an unfortunate art accident.
Oh, no.
And I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Doctors don't recommend it. India ink manufacturers don't.
Living like Vincent van Gogh there, eating paint off of your palate. That's not a good way to go.
You run out of feathers that you can use. You start using pieces of hard pasta, uncooked pasta as a pen. Gotta keep scribing. Scribe gotta scribe.
Scribe's gotta scribe. Randy is the protagonist from Knut Thompson's Hunger, apparently. That's a joke for every English major. And so basically me. If you want to read a really good book, it's good.
I hope you chuckled at that joke, Keith.
I did. I'm proud of myself.
Good.
I'm proud of myself for that and nothing else in my life. So maybe we're on an upswing here. You know, summer is upon us soon. And I think, of course, Randy, as we move into the summertime things, we should do our annual tradition of giving coffee show grilling tips to the listeners at home.
Okay, I'm happy to do that, yes.
Yeah, I think it's important to kind of keep a bunch of different things in mind when one is grilling for, summertime gatherings.
I'm ready. I have my tips ready to go.
You're all ready? Okay, well,
are you waiting for me? I have my tongs right here.
You go right ahead. I still have to tie up my apron. and then I'll be ready.
Sure, Keith. My first tip is kind of a twofold tip. What you can do is, as you're cooking the burgers, you can take a frozen Otter Pop, cut it open, and you put that kind of open end down on top of the burger. It sort of melts as the burger cooks, and it keeps the burger extra juicy and moist throughout the cooking process. Now, be careful when you flip the burger, because that's going to make a huge mess, but it's going to be the most moist burger you've ever tasted. On the flip side of that, when it's empty, you'll know the burger is done, and then you can fill that Otter Pop container with mustard and pass that around for people to distribute mustard onto their burgers.
What flavor Otter Pop do you recommend using?
Are there flavors of Otter Pop? I know there are colors, but I don't know that it goes to different... I guess the grape one, I remember tasting kind of grape-ish. So it tasted like medication, so it...
I'll have a blue raspberry very rare, as in, don't make me the burger and just hand me an Otter Pop, please.
You just want it light blue in the center? Is that's how you like it cooked?
Throw it away and then just give me another Otter Pop that hasn't been tainted by your undercooked meat.
Yes, once again, I will just have Ruffles this cookout. Thank you.
That's very good.
What was your tip? You got one? Got one? Just the coals simmering underneath it.
I've got one right here, and that is, it's always a good idea to have a fire extinguisher nearby. It's a really fun thing to do at a barbecue party, to give everyone a fire extinguisher and just let roar at certain point in the afternoon, and just hose each other down. It's important at this point that if you're using, whether you're using the CO2 or a foam type of flame putter outer system, not to spray it in anyone's face or open mouth.
Oh, I'm Keith and I'm no fun.
I know. That's also true for silly string and a lot of other innocuous things.
Yes.
Don't spray it in your mouth either.
Yeah, very flammable silly string. The silly string has the accelerant, that propels it.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to make some homemade napalm, go online and read some terrible forum, because we're not going to tell you how to do it.
Yeah, you're going to ruin our barbecue if you do that, so don't do that.
No.
Be barbecool, if you will, and don't do that.
Be barbecool. Bring a fire extinguisher with you. Bring enough for everyone, just in case.
Bring enough what? You?
No, enough fire extinguishers for everyone.
Oh, yeah. I think enough to go around is just one.
Oh.
You just take turns sharing. You can all gather around the fire extinguisher. It's like the water cooler at work. That water cooler puts out fires too. Just a very slow, rationed amount at a time. Hopefully it's small fires.
And you have to hope the fire is near the spigot at that point.
Yeah, the printer at the office gave me an error, and it just says on fire. So I thought I'd come and get a little conical cup of water and go extinguish that. But what'd you see on TV last night before I do that?
Did you guys see the game last weekend? The copier's giving me an error that I sprayed it with a fire extinguisher and now it's all clogged with foam.
Gary in the next cubicle over actually just spontaneously combusted. I thought I would come take care of that. But what's the game? What happened? What was the score?
Oh no, Gary owes me $5.
Well, if you can get it out of the spare change in his desk, you're fine. You're probably fine. Wait for this change to cool, of course.
Last time I threw a barbecue, he brought a 1-bean salad. Guy couldn't even spring for more than 1 bean.
And it was just garbanzo beans.
Yep. Just brought a can of garbanzo beans. Called it a 1-bean salad. Don't be like Gary. Be barbecool, and you won't spontaneously combust.
I like to hold my barbecues indoors and during the winter.
Oh, no.
That's another great tip. No, that's a great tip. Everyone else is barbecuing. You've got a lot less competition. You can get all your barbecuing supplies at the end of the season when they're all marked down on clearance.
You can't have your barbecue indoors. It's very unsafe. I know Randy lives in a Norse hut, a meal hall where you can have an open fire pit. But people at home also should not have a barbecue indoors. No matter how cool it is outside, being barbecool is having your barbecue outside and not in your home.
In actual honesty, I do barbecue during the winter because I have a covered deck and I have a propane grill that gets hot enough in the winter so I can continue my grilling ways throughout the year. The best part is there's not a lot of people coming around during the winter to eat the barbecue food, and I can keep it more for myself. Good times.
No carolers showing up at your door demanding ribs.
No, carolers. Oh, you want some macaroni salad? Here you go. Here you can have a dollop each. Put out your hat. Thanks.
Super Bloom by Mr. Wives. We started that set of songs off with the Magnetic Fields and their song Crazy for You, but not that crazy. After that, you heard Canadian band Mother Mother with their song Body, playing a bunch more artists here in celebration of Pride Month here in June. Randy, I have put glitter in my hair, but not on purpose, just by accident. I sneezed while holding this jar of glitter, and it's gotten all over.
You got to put the lid more carefully back on that jar. I keep telling you, Keith, it's the screw top lid for a reason. It needs to be closed away.
I like to keep my glitter in the traditional way, which is, of course, in an upside-down frisbee. Just a big platter of glitter.
You keep it inside one of those t-shirt launchers.
Listen, you keep glitter in your way, and I'll keep it in mine.
What is the approximate weight and size of a lump of glitter that approximates a t-shirt to fit inside of there? How do you do that? Do you lay out like an unfolded t-shirt and then compile that in and press it in, or how do you go about it?
Well, a t-shirt cannon, you could just cram it full of glitter and tamp it down a la an old-timey musket.
That's what they did in the Civil War. Yeah. They had the cannonball guy, the glitter guy, and then the guy with the stick, basically a giant Q-tip that would mash it down.
I've seen the movie Glory. I know what goes on with the Civil War glitter cannons. I assume you could probably do it by weight. You could weigh an average t-shirt and then weigh out a same amount of glitter, tip it into the cannon, have your cannoneer tamp it down.
You're talking about your t-shirt cannoneer.
Yeah, my t-shirt cannoneer. Then you light the fuse, which in this case is a sparkler, and get everyone to sign a waiver of liability before it goes off.
You know, those t-shirt cannons also set brother against brother because only one person can catch and wear that t-shirt. It's sad.
You know what's really bad is it was an extra small shirt, so it didn't fit my brother nor myself.
But it's not about being able to wear the shirt. It's about victory, Keith, just like the real Civil War.
Just like the real Civil War, it was maybe fighting over something you shouldn't have anyway.
Not many people will tell you this, but the whole thing the Civil War started over was an argument over a t-shirt.
Inasmuch as t-shirts are made out of cotton and America's agriculture industry at the time was shored up by enslaved people's labor, yes, it is the same.
Yeah, I mean, there's also that, but then there was the Jefferson Davis Drools shirt that he just didn't find funny.
And the Dred Scott decision, which was covered in glitter.
Right.
You could barely read it. It was almost obscured with the amount of glitter that Chief Justice of the Supreme Court had spilled on his decision.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have named his band Dred Scott. I mean, it's a cool name.
This might be too soon to make this joke, but I mean, the least theatrical thing John Wilkes Booth did was jump on the stage and shout something in Latin when he could have reached into his pocket and thrown out a whole bunch of glitter and then run off. Limped off because he broke his leg as he jumped on the stage and limped off eventually to die an ignominious death in a barn.
I mean, couldn't they have gently lowered him with a rope and he had like a fake pair of wings on and he could like ascend down onto the stage gently?
Well, yeah, but that would have been a very intricate theatrical union conspiracy to assassinate President Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
And this was just one kook who was getting a lot of bad reviews.
You'd need to involve a lot of stagehands in that particular conspiracy. Yeah, definitely. Then the union gets involved. Not the Northern soldiers, but I mean the stagehand union.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it would have been a Confederate union easily. I'm sure the union wouldn't have seen fit for that. They would have.
Keith, I'd love to keep talking about this, but I got to go on my Confederate union break.
Got to go stand under my loser flag and smoke some chicory or whatever.
There's 10 seconds to roll my own cigarette, after which I have to get back to work.
Mumble something about states' rights and go off back to my job.
Just enough time to reflect on Delilah before I head back to work.
Keep waiting on that Robert E. Lee. It was never there on time. Oh, folks, I'd love to continue this conversation with Randy, but I have several barbecues to attend, and I've not made near enough marshmallow fruit salad, whipped cream fruit salad. What's that called?
Fruit salad?
It's called like miracle salad. What is it called?
Oh.
Fruit salad, white people. What is that white people fruit salad?
Salad white people.
Yeah, it came up, ambrosia salad. I Googled fruit salad white people, and it gave me 3 recipes for ambrosia salad, and that's what I was trying to remember. Thank you, Google, for knowing what I mean. Anyway, I have to get to several barbecues, and I've only got enough ambrosia salad for one of them.
You know, if you're going to that barbecue, if you're above the demarcation line, you take it in a mason jar, and if you're below the demarcation line, you take it in a Dixon jar.
But Randy, I, of course, think we should let folks know about the existence of the Coffee Show World of Content.
We should, on YouTube. That is, of course, Coffee Show World of Content. can search for that, find our usual logo, and enjoy content as we add it. You don't need an FM receiver for it whatsoever.
That's right. A great digital way to get some of our analog weirdness. Also available as a podcast where almost everywhere you like to get podcasts, and we're working to make sure it's everywhere you like to get podcasts, except for a couple of the big ones that are owned by terrible corporations.
I don't know if you know where I like to get podcasts, so...
It's true. Randy likes to get them from the dollar bin at the gas station.
I've got a podcast guy. He takes care of me. It's great.
All right. He knows a guy who gets podcasts.
That's
But
right.
you can check us out there at Coffee Show, world of content everywhere that you enjoy digital entertainment for the most part. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/coffee show. And you can just continue to listen to great radio here on KGLT all the darn time.
Oh, that's the one I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's probably the best move. And we'll be back next week with a lot more music and fun when I say that he's Randy.
And he's Keith.
Snappy catchphrase. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of The Coffee Show World of Content. We want to say a very quick thanks to our good friend Jake Monin for our theme song, and let you know that all the incidental music in between is from our friends in the band The Ornery Jacks. Thank you so much to them for writing such great music. You can find all of their tunes and more on the internet. You know how to do that, but we've provided some links in the text description as well for you.
Yes, and I like subscribe notification.
I rang bell and left review and comment.
You sound like the Hunchback.
Well, this is my sanctuary, and also I have a constant ringing in my ears, so fair enough.